what's happening, what's good, what's going on. Part of my Presence YouTube channel. I want to touch on this story that came out recently. Apparently, the rapper 600 Breezy, he put out a post where he was mourning the loss of his girlfriend of 2 years. Apparently, she committed suicide, and he was being vulnerable and opened up about his feelings. Now, generally speaking, the loss of anybody is a tragic event. But it's also a sad when it comes to situations where people make that decision to take their own life. So it was heart-wrenching, but what I found interesting was the fact that here is a quote-unquote gangster rapper, a drill rapper, pretty much being open and vulnerable and expressing their emotions and their feelings about a woman that they claimed, right? So that I found that pretty interesting as well too. So it drew me in, and as I'm reading the article and I'm seeing the picture of his girlfriend, the girl or the woman looked familiar. So I'm reading the details, and then it mentioned this woman's name. Because whenever a rapper claims a woman, it seems to make news because it doesn't really happen that often that a rapper claims a woman as his girl. So it was on the article, and I read her name. Her name was Raven K. Jackson. And as I'm reading the name and I'm looking at her face, I'm like, you know what? I think I know this woman. And I look closely again, I'm like, I used to follow this woman. This woman was one of those IG models that do fitness videos, and they try to promote their fitness regimen and try to sign people up and get them to do the workouts with them to lose weight and show the progression of their bodies being sculptured and their bodies getting into the best shape possible over a 30-day period or 20-day period or whatever day period that they have as far as this program. But she was one of those models. Now, there are a dime a dozen on IG, and I did follow her, but I had to unfollow because, as I just mentioned, there's a whole bunch of these women that do these things, and I felt that there was an oversaturation, and I decided to unfollow her at that point. Not there's anything wrong with what she did. She was a beautiful woman. She was in great shape. She had a great body, and so she took care of it. But what I found interesting is the fact that on her bio, she mentions herself as someone who's into fitness, a motivational speaker, public figure, and again, most women who are in these spaces selling these programs, they also sell a lifestyle of happiness, a lifestyle of choosing your happiness, choosing to be happy, choosing to live a healthy, active lifestyle, motivational speaking, so to speak. And that seems to be the wave on social media. A lot of people gravitate towards that because healthy living is one of those things that a lot of people find unattainable, and they really aspire to be someone who's healthy and working out and in good shape, because of course with health comes wealth and longevity. So a lot of people try to attain that, and that's why they're able to get these people to buy into their products and to buy into their image and their identity, right? So I found it interesting that it was this particular woman. So a woman in that profession who's all about positivity, all about working out, eating healthy, living good, living a healthy lifestyle. But mentally, she was in crisis. Her mental health didn't match the image that she portrayed on social media. So I was even more fascinated by this whole story. And apparently 600 Breezy put out text messages from Raven Jackson to him. So these are very candid and personal text messages, and it seemed to revolve around her last moments before she decided to end her life. Now, it doesn't really go into detail. Well, the article doesn't really go into details to how she ended her life, but you can kind of surmise what happened based on the contents of the text messages. So I'm going to read it to you, and I just want to give some input on the text messages in the context of it. So the messages are pretty long, it's lengthy, so bear with me, okay? It pretty much says to Antonio. Now, Antonio is, I guess, 600 Breezy's legal name. And again, this is a text message that was posted on 600 Breezy's IG post. So this is coming directly from him. He's the one who's putting this out there for people to read and consume. Okay, but what it says here is that I'm just tired, baby. I was dealing with these thoughts before you met me. I was just waiting for the right time. This is my third time writing this for real. Nobody's fault. I've been tired for a long time. I gave up a long time ago. I just do a good job of hiding it. Right now, as I'm writing this, I'm remembering us happy, looking at our videos, imagining how beautiful of a bride I would have been. It's 5 p.m. here. This bridge is actually nice. I wish we would have came here together. Some homeless people sprinkled in, but not too many. I'm thinking about how this will feel, if it will hurt. And it goes to the next page. It says here, I wonder how this would feel if it will hurt. I used to joke about how recklessly I lived my life before meeting you. Truth be told, I would have put myself in dangerous situations because I didn't care. Now, before I go on, I just want to touch on what I'm reading here. It looks like she pretty much decided to take her life by jumping off her bridge. That's what I'm getting from this. Again, I could be wrong, but I'm just putting two and two together. There's a couple of things I noticed as well too, is the fact that she's dealing with clearly a lot, but she also seems to be someone who has been holding or carrying a lot of weight on their shoulders, and it's been a burden for her for all of these years, even before she even met this guy, right? But let me continue, okay? So it says here, situations because I didn't care about living. And again, this is just split up because of how it's written and how it's shared on his IG post. Living just always seemed overrated. I'm sorry, man. It's one thing to ruin your life, but I had to go and ruin or end mine too. Understand that this is my choice. This is what I wanted. This is what I've wanted for a while. I just don't fit here. I'm not happy in this world. I just can't fake it anymore. I don't want to be here. It's too much on me. I wish I could take it all back. Undo everything so I never even called you. Nothing seemed real, Antonio. Not my business, not my relationship, not even me. My heart weak from stress and my ovaries hurt, but they keep saying nothing's wrong. I feel like I have bugs on my skin. That won't come off no matter how many times I wash. You were the best thing that happened to me in a long time, Tony. But I know I'm a lot to deal with. So just based on that part of the text message, clearly she's disclosing that it's something that she's been dealing with for a long time, and this is her choice to make this decision. And she understands that in making this choice, she realizes that she could end up hurting a lot more other people than just her own life, right? But she pretty much says that she sees her life or perceives her life as fake. Her career, her success, her image as someone who's a happy individual that's looking to help out other women meet their weight goals, or to attain the body image that they always wanted to attain. And I'll be honest, when I was following her and I looked at her page, she seemed like someone who was very happy, very active. She liked what she was doing, or she loved what she was doing for a living. She had passion. She was actually pretty fit and pretty strong as well too, based on what I saw, right? But never in a million years would you look at those postings, videos and clips and snippets and think that this is a woman that is suffering. You never think that this is a woman that's dealing with a lot. So it's kind of sad to see that someone who was feeling this way could put on a mask and hide her true self her true feelings from the world. Now there's more, so I'll just read the rest of it here. It says, "We're as distant as we've ever been. I love you with all my heart. I couldn't take ruining us. I'm losing all the people I love. I want to leave here knowing that I didn't fuck this up, or I didn't fuck this relationship up. I wish you were here to send me off like Murda did Teak, but you probably wouldn't be nearly as understanding anyways. And as such, or as much as I want you to see me or see my point of view, I didn't want our last conversation to be an argument. So that's why I was so quiet. I really just wanted to hear your voice one last time. You have every right to feel what you feel towards me, baby. I love you, Antonio. I pray I get to love you. I get to love you in another. I pray I get to love you in a better life where I'm a better version of me. You deserve that much." And that's pretty much all of the text message. Now, again, if I'm to dissect that, it seems like they had some type of argument or falling out. And it looked like she tried to reach out to him and give him a phone call, but he didn't answer. And that's why she left this text message. So it's kind of sad. I mean, as a man, you get into arguments with your girl, and, you have pride and ego. And you decide not to, answer their phone calls, or you decide not to get into it with them and take their calls, and you try to wait until things settle down. But tomorrow was never promised, right? You never know what's going to happen, not even in the next hour or next instant. And I'm sure if 600 Breezy knew that this girl was in this type of mental health crisis, he would have picked up the phone. He would have answered. He would have spoken to her. He would have tried to console her and to talk her out of, doing what she wanted to do, right? So it's kind of sad that, if that's how it happened, potentially, he's going to kick himself thinking that, if I just would have answered her call, if I just would have gotten a hold of her, if I just wasn't, as prideful to ignore her and actually try to help her in her time of need, right? Because as a man, you're a protector, you're a provider, you're someone who, is willing to be a sounding board for your woman. And so that she could feel heard and be seen. So all of these things, as a man, you try to provide for your woman, your wife, your girlfriend, your significant other. And when you feel or you realize that you let them down, it can hurt, especially when you don't have the opportunity to redeem yourself, especially when you don't have the opportunity to make good because she's gone. Right? So this is sad on many levels. It's something that I don't wish on him. I also want to send out condolences to the family, but I just want to bring this to everyone's attention just to highlight the fact that you never know what someone's going through. You can never trust social media, because everything on social media is what people want you to see, right? It's all about upholding an image, upholding that brand. And she's in that business, or she was in that business. And in that business, you can't come off as someone who is depressed. You can't come off as someone who's not in a good mood. Although those things are human, right? Like Dave Chappelle said, I'm having a human experience. These are things that are normal, right? To feel down, to feel, that you don't have the proper motivation, you don't have the proper drive to do what you normally do. It's okay to take days off. It's okay to relax. It's okay to regroup, get some rest, regenerate. Never put so much pressure on yourself to the point where you end up, burnt out, right? So again, I'm only speaking from a general point of view. I don't know what her past was or what her mental illness that she was dealing with and suffering from, right? But, it's one of those things where you just gotta, check on your friends, be more attentive and seeing where you can help and, make yourself available if you can, because you never know if when someone's crying and reaching out for help, whether or not you're going to make yourself available. So it's always important that you do the best you can to be someone who's approachable, someone who's not going to be judgmental, and someone who's just going to be there, right? Because at the end of all of this, and I think this goes for everybody, when it comes to people in their time of need, the best friends are the ones who are there, the ones who make themselves available. So that's all I want to discuss about the situation. Rest in peace to Raven R. Jackson. My condolences to her family and to 600 Breezy and everybody else. And that's just my word of the day. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Leave information in the comments. Until next time, part of my presence, next move, best move. Peace.